Look at my watch me on my own time. When it comes to the job, please believe that I'm on mine. When I arrive, I'm on my own time.
Hey guys, welcome to Juice Box. I'm your girl, Miss Liz. I'm here with the owner, creator of Luxe Therapy Massage Comb, Crystal Haynes, and we're about to get this here juice. Hey Crystal, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Where are you from?
I am from Long Beach.
Really? So how did you get started with Luxe Therapy?
So my background is a hairstylist, and I specialize in weaves. And so I had a large weave clientele, and it was really frustrating that I felt like I couldn't properly shampoo their hair, under their natural hair under the weaves.
Yes.
And also my clients were using like crazy things like plastic forks and letter openers to scratch their scalp. Yeah, so I just couldn't understand with all the weaves that are, being done, that there was nothing to help soothe the itch associated with them. So I just decided to try to create it, and so that's the result.
But how did you come up with the comb? So why did you come with like the idea of the curve and the comb?
So I knew that because weaves are sewn flat down to the head and our head is a curve, that the only thing that could slide under it properly would be a curve to follow the head shape. And I figured if it followed the head shape, then it wouldn't affect the tracks or the braids or anything. So that's how I came up with the idea of the curve. And how it originated is I took the plastic combs, that we call them the rat tail. Okay. And so that's what a lot of people commonly used. And so it's not curved, so it would like kind of stick you sometimes when you get there at a bad, a particular angle, and it would hurt. So I just took this is really a true story. I took my flat iron and I just kind of heated it up a bit, and then I bent it curved. Oh, wow. And so then when I stuck it in, I was like, oh, it's perfect because it's staying on the scalp. It's not affecting the weave. And so then I was like, well, this would be great if there was more than like one prong, maybe 2, 3. And so that's how I decided to make it with multi-prong, so that you can get a good sensation and alleviate the itching like in more than just one scalp.
How long did it take for you to get this product out?
Okay, so from idea to prototype, it took me about 3 months.
3 months. Did you trademark your name before you started?
No, because I did not. It was never a plan to create a company. I just really wanted to create a product, and then once I did, then I had to kind of double back and put the things in place to make it a company. Okay. So originally I didn't even have a name. I didn't do any of that. But as I had the prototype and we're using the prototype, that's when the name came about and the color, and it just kind of was it was not planned.
It was a process though.
It was a process. I was lucky because I had manipulated combs that I already had in the salon to play around, so I kind of knew basically what it needed to have, and the curve was the thing. And so one of my other friends who's a hairstylist, her name is Brandy, I knew the dimensions and I had drawn it out myself, but when I was communicating with the manufacturer, my drawing wasn't very good, and she helped me get the drawing in, but I knew that was the curve that I wanted.
How long did it take for you to find the manufacturer?
It took me about a month. Oh, I have the best story about the manufacturer. So I went on, again, I didn't know anything. So Google was like how I learned everything. So I tried to find a manufacturer in the States, and the price was just so ridiculous. There was no way that I could have gotten it done. So I did Alibaba, and I just looked for comb manufacturers. And a few of them, there were language barriers, but one in particular, her name is Lala, and she asked me, she was like, my boyfriend liked Wu-Tang Clan, and I was like, what? And I said, okay, I'm working with you.
I'm working with her.
Yeah, because I figured, the communication would be rather easy. So I found a manufacturer in about a month.
Oh, that's good.
And then I learned that a drawing wasn't enough, so then we had to get what's called a CAD, which is a computer aided draft. So I learned as I went, and it was frustrating, but I learned a lot.
That's what you call business though, black owned, and when you want something done, you get it done no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, the process took about how long to actually
to have a product to sell?
Yes.
I started the process in March, and I had the product to sell in August.
Oh, you were serious.
April,
Like,
May,
if you
June,
really,
July, August. Yeah, it was 6
you was
months.
determined to do this, because sometimes myself, I procrastinate a little
Yeah.
bit, and then next thing you know, it's a whole year.
Well, I was obsessed. Once I realized that it would work, and like I said, I played with it so much on my own at the salon, bending plastics and stuff, that once I felt my little makeshift prototype and I knew that it would work, I just was like, nothing, like that's all I cared about. I obsessed about getting it done.
So I always ask my business people, women of color and entrepreneurs, about their trademarking and patenting your business. Definitely your trademark, right?
Yeah, I'm trademarked and it's patented. It is.
Did you have any issues with? Because you know what happens is once you get out here, people see your things and they try to steal it. They make replicas. Did you have any of that?
Yes, in the beginning I did. I had we had to serve 2 cease and desist to 2 different entities, and one actually was an actress that I looked up to, and I thought we were gonna have a partnership, and it was hurtful. But yeah, I had that. But I did have my patent in place. And again, I was a hairstylist. I owned a salon. I didn't know anything about anything, and as I went, I learned all this stuff. So yeah, I actually started the patent process while I was in the prototyping process.
Because the patent and trademark is 2 different things.
Yes.
So how did that work for the patent?
So the trademark, the trademark is for the name.
Right.
And the patent is for the protection of the design of the product.
So what did you have to do? Send it in and they just...
Well, first of all, it was hard for me to even find a patent attorney.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't... You know, there are demographics that understand this problem and there are demographics that don't. And so, unfortunately, a lot of those others in that demographic didn't think it was a viable product because they would never experience the problem.
Right, because it's not there here.
Yeah. So I was met with a lot of opposition in regards to trying to find a patent attorney, and that was a funny story too.
Really?
So how I found my patent attorney?
That's crazy.
I called this patent attorney, and I explained it to him, and he was like, "And you pat on your head, and you pat on your head," and I was like, "Yeah, because you can't get in." And he was like, "Well, wait a minute." He was like, "My assistant." You know, sometimes I walk past her and she's and I said, "Well, is she African American?" He was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Well, I don't know you guys' relationship, but go get her," you know. And then so he said, "Well, hold on a minute." So you could tell in his voice he was a little like, "Okay, well, whatever." So he got her, and I forget her name. And he was like, "I'm gonna ask you. Actually, would you mind talking to a potential client?" So she got on the phone, and I was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Do you have a weave by any chance?" And she was like, "Girl, yeah, how you know?" And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Well, I've created this product that, you know, slides under the weave to you know, scratch. Can I send you one?" And I didn't have packaging yet either.
Right.
I just had, you know, some of the products. And so she was like, "Yeah." And so I sent it to her, and he called me. He was like, I'll do your patent." Because he was like, I would see her patting her head, and I just didn't understand it, and I thought maybe she had a headache or something, but I didn't want to be rude, and I didn't understand. He was like, "So I totally get it." So he had to see somebody with the problem to understand that the product was viable enough to take the time to.
Well, that's really great though, because it just so happens that his assistant or whatever was African American, and she was up in there like, "You better patent this."
Yes,
man,
that's exactly what happened.
That's why I went. I know it was. So because this comb is everything. I'm telling you guys, your clients will love it. My clients love it. I'm sure your clients love it.
Oh yeah.
The guys love it. They be using it for back scratchers, all kind of things. So I know it's in stores.
Yes.
How many stores do you have it in?
It's kind of hard to say because our primary consumers are stylists, so we market more to stylists. So it's in hundreds of salons.
Okay, but Sally's.
But we were in Sally.
Okay, and we're in Sally's, but guess
not
what?
anymore.
That's okay.
But again, it's the
yeah. But you can go online and you can get.
But yeah, it's on Amazon, it's online, and it's in local beauty supplies throughout the United States. Yeah, right. So I don't know, because we sell them to the distributors, and then the beauty supplies buy from the distributor. So once we sell it in, we don't necessarily know how many stores, but it's distributed throughout the United States.
It's definitely,
actually, we're in like India, Dubai, Kenya. We send orders out to Amsterdam and Netherlands.
Baby, they worldwide. Okay, you got to get your comb. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Was it hard getting it in stores?
Very hard. It was very hard because, again, the owners of the beauty supplies are not the demographic that wear the styles, so they don't understand the issue. So for them, they just saw it as a plastic pick looking comb, and I can imagine that a lot of people would think that. But until you use it, you understand how ergonomically it's created for the problem.
Right.
And so that gives it value that those store owners didn't really understand, again, until someone, like a lot of times beauty supplies will have an African American girl working there. And so what we would do after trying to talk to them and them not, you know, understanding and thinking it was overpriced, we just give it to them and just, okay, well, here. And then she's like, and so they're like, well, what are you? And they're like, you need to bring this in. So that's how we started to do it. We had to get really creative, and we're still having to get creative.
Because African American products, people, they don't, if you're not black, or if you're not African American or a woman of color, you really don't understand what we go through with our hair. You can only assume. So it's really hard. So is there any advice you would give to a young entrepreneur that's out there trying to do it like you? Is there?
Let's see. I would say make sure you talk to your friends, and especially if you're a hairstylist, just talk to your clients and use it, or whatever the product is, do what's called focus groups.
Okay.
And they don't have to be super official. Just get with a couple of friends or people that you know and just talk through the product and what you plan to, you know, how do you plan to sell it and things like that, so you can get feedback as you develop it. Because a lot of times we don't know. We have an idea of what we think it should be, and then talking to other people, then you get, you know, other feedback. And definitely whatever you decide to do, whenever you decide to create a product, no matter how small, or, you know, you need to patent it. Because when I created this, I mean, it really is a kind of a spin-off of a pick, but a pick can't do what this can do. So because it has a specific use, then it's still patent, you know, able to be patented. And you can start the patent process yourself. So I think that's the most important part, because it allows you to navigate and move it without being scared.
Right, because the pick, sometimes what they had, the metal comb or the metal, and then they had some plastic, but this is totally different.
Well, what made it different and what made me would allow it to be patented, I got a utility patent and a design patent. So I had a fantastic patent attorney. But again, he understood the issue, and that's why it was easy for him to write the patent. But
I'm not to cut you off. That's crazy that I'm paying you to patent my product, but because you don't understand it, they will turn you down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm paying you, right? Isn't it expensive?
Yes, it is. It's very expensive, but I feel like, and you know, I hate to say it, but I just have to be honest. A lot of times, African American women aren't taken seriously. And even though we may have the means to get something done, you still need people to rally behind you and have faith in the process. Because he could have definitely taken it, but if he wouldn't have taken the time to really understand it and write it properly, I would have gotten denied. They wouldn't have given it to me. So I'm actually grateful now that he did say no.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, this is not a product that will be sold in stores.
So this is someone that denied you. Mm-hmm. But see, it's always, but if you keep going, there's going to be someone that's out there that's going to believe in you. Right?
Yes.
So let the people know where they can find your comb and where they can find you.
Okay. Let's see. The website is www.luxetherapy.com. It's also sold on Amazon, and it's in select beauty supplies throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know how it doesn't take long to actually get a product made. It took you less than a year.
Well, I think it's because well, first of all, things are much easier than they were back in the day, you know, with the internet, and then information is so accessible. Like, I'm actually working on, I don't know if it's going to be a book or just a little guide to how to start from because I've had so many people emailing me and asking me. And what I find is with the internet, like, you can find anything.
And I love this comb. This is everything, and I'm so excited. This beautiful black queen created Luxe Therapy. And to all you thieves out there, They coming for you because you're always trying to steal. Get your own ideas. Crystal Haynes is out here making it happen. Crystal Haynes in the building. Listen. You see? Look up here, because when your shit be... No more of this. You just go like this. That shit is everything. Late night, I be at home like... Get into it. Y'all better get this juice. Shit. Luxe Therapy. Okay, so do you have any business partners?
I do, actually, and it's a funny story. So when I started, again, I'm a hairstylist, and I just so happened to be at a restaurant, and Regina King was there.
Okay.
And she had a protective styling, and so one of my friends was like, "You should give her a comb." I had some in my purse, and I'm kind of shy, so I was a little bit leery about it, but I actually, did my friend take it over? No, I took it over. So I took it over to her and I gave it to her. And then, you know, like maybe a week went by and I got a tweet from Regina King, and she had took a picture with it and she said how fantastic it was. And I was super excited. And so then her wonderful hairstylist, Yvette Shelton, she hit me up on Twitter like, "I love what you're doing. I want to be a part of it." And I was like, "Girl, it's halfway a business. I'm still trying to figure it out." And she was like, "I don't care. We could grow together. I just want to be a part of it." And so I have to shout her out because we've been really fortunate to get a lot of organic celebrity endorsements, and Yvette was the catalyst to get that started. And in fact, our brand ambassador, actress Brayley Evans, actually met her through Yvette. So shout out to Yvette. I love you, and Brayley.
That's
Brayley
amazing. Okay, so they also have products. Let's talk about these products because we forgot about all that.
So the beginning of this year, I decided we had other products, shampoos and conditioners, but I felt like I was veering away from what my initial goal was, and it was to provide products specifically for the scalp. And so we did a revamp, and I kept 3 of the products that I felt really were a fit with the scalp soother. So my favorite one is called the Scalp Soothing treatment. So it's liquid, and it's an antiseptic, and it has witch hazel, tea tree, it has rosemary, eucalyptus, and it has a very refreshing, cooling feel to it and smell. So you can actually squeeze this into your braids, your weaves, your crochet, and it helps clean your scalp if you're not in a position to shampoo your hair, and you can use it daily. So this is my favorite.
So it won't get your hair. It won't. So this won't get your weave oily.
No, it won't. It won't. It's water based. So, but there are some people who are sticklers for oil. So we also have the Luxe oil treatment, and this is an oil that we created, and it has rice water. Rice water is all the rage right now, so it doesn't have rice water. And again, it has the tea tree and rosemary. We're big on essential oils that are known to be very good for the scalp. So this is the Luxe oil treatment. And you know, protective styles can get dusty and dirty inside. I mean, it's just the truth. And so
yes, they can.
So products that have antiseptics, they can make your hair dry. Some people experience dryness of the hair, some people don't. So what we wanted to do is make sure that we had something to counteract the possibility of the antiseptics in here.
Yes.
With our hydrating leave-in treatment. So this can also be sprayed onto whatever your base is. First of all, you can use it on natural hair, period. You can use it before you blow dry. I use it on clients. It's just a really good universal leave-in, but it's really good for women who wear weaves and crochet braids, any protective style. So this is to clean your scalp, and this is to put the moisture back into the hair if if you're concerned, because this is an antiseptic product. So these are the 3. So the oil, the antiseptic, and the leave-in conditioner.
Yes, ladies, and I'm sure you're gonna need this because some of you guys be wearing your extensions and your braids way too long, and when you turn, you can y'all don't let those braids dry. That product will do you some justice.
And it's also good for locks as well. Any products that any styles that you wear that make it hard for you to get to the scalp to clean, these products are very good for scalp maintenance and keeping the scalp clean and fresh. So.
Yes, you guys, so that's it. This is Crystal Haynes. She got the Luxe Therapy products, the combs, the treatment. I actually use that
Antiseptic.
The antiseptic. I really do use that.
Yes,
I like it
the
a
scalp
lot.
soothing treatment.
Yeah, the scalp. See, she's professional. It's the scalp soothing
But
treatment.
I'm a hairstylist first, and we as hairstylists, it doesn't matter what the brand is. We know what it does, so we'll call it what it is, you know. So the name of it is the scalp soothing treatment, but it is like an antiseptic for the scalp.
But I love it, and you guys will love these products. I need you guys to go to the website. What's the website again?
LuxeTherapy.com. LuxeTherapy.com.
And she's on Instagram. Like, follow, and share. Get your combs and scratch them dusty scalps. And you're watching the juice.